from the presentation, now we are moving to a panel discussion on smart meter rollout in Gujarat. What are the challenges and the opportunities that smart metering bring? With around 1.6 crore smart meters planned to be installed in Gujarat, this is going to basically have a lot of is going to make a lot of difference for the DISCOMs in supporting network optimization and improving the consumer services. While Gujarat is making strides in the deployment, there are certain issues that needs to be basically addressed, especially when it comes to the acceptance of technology among the consumers, infrastructure readiness and AMI integration. So as part, we have a diverse set of panelists here with whom we will be discussing around some of these issues. So I'll start with Ms. Sailaja. So ma'am, Gujarat is a leader in renewable energy adoption. There's been a lot of investment done on wind and solar. How do you see smart meter playing a pivotal role in the overall transition in the state?
Yes, actually Gujarat is one of the leaders in renewable energy, and we are already 50% plus in the installed capacity in the overall basket of energy. So we have seen how the variability in the renewable energy can disturb the whole grid and the operations of the grid, and how difficult it is to actually manage the grid. So since once the smart meters are in place, I'm sure we will be in a much better position to actually understand the whole consumer profile, the consumption patterns, the usage patterns, the demographic patterns also. We will be able to know. We will be able to get even the category-wise real-time consumption data will be available to us, which is not there currently, right? So currently the demand forecasting is more or less based on historical data and based on empirical data and some assumptions. So that we will be in a position to definitely control, and that will help a long way in operating the grid in a much better way with the increasing penetration of renewable energy.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll pose the same question to Mr. KPS Rathore on the utility of smart metering when it comes to the energy transition in Gujarat.
हमारे पास रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी के बहुत सारे सोर्सेज हैं. हमारे पास विंड एनर्जी है, सोलर एनर्जी है. वो सोलर रूफटॉप एनर्जी के मामले में गुजरात शुरू से काफ़ी आगे रहा है, लेकिन जो सोर्सेज हैं काफ़ी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड है, और अभी हमने तो कंज्यूमर सबसे बेटर नहीं पता है. विद द स्मार्ट एनर्जी, स्मार्ट मीटर्स जो है, हमें पैटर्न्स पता चल सकता है कि कंजप्शन पैटर्न क्या है, किस वक्त है, सुबह किस समय ज़्यादा कंजप्शन है, दोपहर किस समय ज़्यादा कंजप्शन है. तो वी कैन इंश्योर जो हमारा रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी का पॉइंट ऑफ लोड है, कहाँ पर हमें रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी को ज़्यादा जनरेट करने की ज़रूरत है, ग्रिड में कहाँ पर उसको इंजेक्ट करने की ज़रूरत है, वो हमें स्मार्ट मीटर से एग्जैक्ट डेटा में पता चल सकता है. इन दैट वे वी कैन मोर यूटिलाइज द रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी जनरेशन, एंड जो हमारा परचेज होगा बाहर से, जो हमारे दूसरे सोर्सेज है जहाँ से हमें उसकी परचेज करनी पड़ती है, वो हमारा रिड्यूस हो सकता है. इस मामले में स्मार्ट मीटर जो है काफ़ी हेल्प कर सकते हैं.
Thank you, Mr. Rathore. Now, going to Shri Shwetabh Verma, who has joined us online. So, so since already 6 lakh meters have been installed in Gujarat, so what sort of, has been the overall experience of PFC in terms of basically the smart meter rollout in the state? What sort of challenges you would have seen in this rollout, given that we're the nodal agency for smart metering in Gujarat?
Good morning to everyone. Shwetabh Verma from this side. I am looking after the smart metering projects of and also the nodal officer of the Gujarat. So just I have the privilege to become the nodal officer of the Gujarat. So I have some insights regarding implementing smart meters in the Gujarat. First of all, I think the smart meter is the culmination of the, not only it is the one thing, a smart meter, but it is the culmination of smart meter communication and the attitude of the people and the implementers towards the implementing the smart metering project. But as a owner, Gujarat DISCOMs are the owner of this project, so their attitude plays a crucial role. Then comes the crucial role of the AMISP, because the AMISP, the project implementation mode, is a PPP, public-private mode. In the public-private mode, AMISP is the MISP where the MISP has to come, implement the project, put up their board resources, and maintain it for a definite period of the time. And in this regard, the Gujarat DISCOMs facilitate the implementation. They give the encumbrance-free sites to the MISP so that the proper coordination should be taken care of. Whatever the resources they require at the site should be taken care of, and the technical economics match, and so that the MISP is able to maintain the whole project for the electric period, about 10 years of project like that, and the maintain cash flow. So this is a more or less good model of the implementation of the MISP. So whenever I took charge of the Gujarat, although the Gujarat is one of the unique states of the India, it is a progenitor of the every new technology. So I appreciate the DISCOM of the Gujarat to take the very ambitious route towards the implementation of a smart metering project. Recently, one issue cropped up in PGCIL, where the implementation progress is very slow. Although the DISCOM people are very much active, they are so much cooperative, they help the MISP in several measures, but still due to the some factor, because there are so many things which are not in the control of the even DISCOM, not in the control of the MISP. So I visited the PGCIL, and when I visited the PGCIL, also visited the sites and see the people are very good. They are willing to take the smart meters, and in some places the smart meter could not be implemented just because most of the people are living in the apartment area, and at that time the implementers should be taken care of the high-rise area. So most of the people are working in the offices. So whenever they go in the daytime, most of the residences are closed, and only elderly people are there. So I think there is a communication problem in this regard. Whenever they return, whenever they go on the holiday, they are willing to accept the smart meter. So this is a one crucial thing that I came to know, that there is a no such resistance, but it is only about the time. So we need the strategy that when we go and when we approach the people, so that it is the right time to take the right action to the right time to get the problem sorted out. And in this regard, the PGB also requested to just hand over the submitters to us, and they install it on their own behalf on the reasoning cost of the MISP. So the matter is explained now. So here I just may point out the one thing, it is a cooperation between the DISCOM and MISP is a crucial role. As a agency where the facilitator, I go to the site, meet with the PGCIL people, we meet with the UGCIL people, and the process may be smooth enough. So here the main role is the MISP and the DISCOM. We are as a facilitator. And again, in the 3-4 days back, Ministry of Power also devised a scheme where we said that the nodal agency will take the feedback from the consumers, MISP, DISCOM, just a 360-degree review. What the problem they are going to face, what sort of the problem they are going to face, and just take the feedback from all the stakeholders and communicate it to the DISCOM within a definite period of time, so that again a collective measure should be taken, so that the implementation of the smart metering project, not only the Gujarat but throughout India, it should be smoothened out and should be expedited and to catch the government of India initiative. And one thing that I also would like to suggest to the, especially MISP, whenever they go to the field, out of the so many things, the only primary thing which is required to be communicated to the consumer, that it is one type of a technological upgradation. Because whenever I have the experience of the smart metering rollout throughout the world, whenever it comes to the rollout of the smart meters in European Union or United States, it is not our main factor of the revenue collection, but it is one of the main factors is a technological upgradation. The smart meter is one of the most technological instruments. Metering is not a new concept for the DISCOM and not for the implementers of the smart meter system, but it is one of the oldest things. In my lifetime of the 20 years, I see there are so many upgradations as smart meter in the form of the meters. So it is another form of a technological upgradation. First of all, you communicate to the consumer, it is a technological upgradation which is going to give you some sort of the comfort. Just to ask whatever people we have to sit on the dais, we all are comfortable with that, because we all live in the societies where the already some sort of the prepaid smart meters are there, and this smart gives us the comfort because we can charge it from any time, anywhere, at whatever the cost we have. So all the benefits of the prepaid, it is a generating which is known to us, but it more or less a technological application which is going to comfort you in the so many ways that you are ready to accept the smart meter. So this type of the order should be made throughout the country, that the smart meter is the one of the things which is going to give you the comfort. It has the consumer benefits, reliability and more of things. These are the associated things or the supplementary things which comes from the implementation of the smart meters. But the main fact is a technological application which is going to comfort you. Every technology in the earlier days we use the Nokia mobile, these are the only sort of the features. But with the technological application at present we have the smart mobile and we have so many features. So this is just a technological intervention, just to save to the consumer. And perhaps if we understand that it is technological intervention which is going to give them some sort of the comfort, they are able to accept it without any hesitation. Other things is we see the history, because European Union history also shows this. Because at present, Britain does not have 100% of the rollout. Other Scandinavian countries does not have 100% of the rollout. But even they present it as a technological intervention to give some sort of the comfort to the consumers, and that's why they are able to accept it. And the revenue is the surplus factor which is going to benefit the DISCOM, and which is going to augment the power sector elements. So these are the experiences that I get inside. And there are so many things, there are so many reports from the European Union, from the US, that supplemented these all facts. So this is my personal experience that I get when I implement and when I go to sort out the things. And by this way, the PGVCL and even UGVCL is able to speed up their smart meeting project, and they catch with the other progress of the other entities.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Shwetabh, for the intervention.
I would like to add something.
Yeah.
Good morning to all. Acceptance, as we are the AMISP and we are at the field with lot of manpower and resources deployment at the field level, and while considering the ground level feasibility, I would like to emphasize only one parameter that sir emphasized. Acceptance is challenge and acceptance is opportunity. Generally, when the project launch, any project launch, it is accepted by the corporate office generally, but it should be accepted by the circle office, it should be accepted by the division office, it should be accepted by the subdivision office and section office. Some states there is a hierarchy of the sections. First of all, we people as a consumer, as a MISP, as a PIA, as a DISCOM, we must accept the project. This is our project, this is my baby, then the consumer will accept the project. If we talk about the other states of the country, as India is a diversified country, if we can't compare the geographical condition and the ground level feasibility of other state to the Gujarat state or any other state to any other state. So there are few parameters of acceptance of the project by the DISCOM, like metering efficiency, billing efficiency, collection efficiency, and consumer satisfaction index. If we talk about the Bihar state, the metering efficiency, billing efficiency, collection efficiency is very low, and ATH loss is very high. That is around 65 to 70%. And in that case, at the Bihar, we talk about Bihar, Assam, as our project also running in the Bihar and Assam and UP also. The acceptance was very by the DISCOM, by the consumer, by the local bodies. But if we talk about the developed states like Gujarat, Maharashtra, UP, MP, Rajasthan, Punjab, Chandigarh, Haryana, their collection efficiency, their metering efficiency, billing efficiency more than 99.5%, almost 100%. Then they emphasizing what is why the smart meter? We are already at the good metering efficiency, we are already at the good bill efficiency, good collection efficiency, and all the consumers are highly satisfied. It is a ground level reflection we used to receive from the consumers, from the DISCOM officials. So I would like to request all the ground level teams, including us, first the project should be accepted by the sections where the project will be going to execute. That is the working area of the project. The execution will be start over there, and that will be continued with the space of the DISCOM officials and MISP and PIA. So acceptance is a opportunity and challenge both.
very important intervention that it's not just about consumer acceptance, but even across DISCOM hierarchy, there needs to be acceptance of the technology. But then this concern of the low distribution losses on this, I want to go back to Michelle. This financial, especially the cost recovery associated with, since DISCOMs already have specifically have low distribution losses, what other avenues do you see from where the cost could be recovered by the DISCOMs, or maybe some additional values can be generated?
Yeah, so as Mr. Jeetendra already said, yes, losses and losses are low, very low in Gujarat. The billing efficiency, collection efficiency is already very high. So in terms of if you talk about recovery, the benefit is not going to be much. But as I said earlier, in terms of the data collection, in terms of the grid operation, it is going to be very, very helpful to us. So it may not be, we may not be able to actually quantify in terms of benefit in terms of rupees crores, but then there is going to be a very, very huge qualitative benefit to the grid and to the DISCOM, also to the consumers. Consumers today are not actually realizing, as it was discussed in the morning, consumers will get a choice to decide when to operate their washing machine, for example, right? So they know the time of day charges is going to be this at this time of the hour of the day and at this hour of the day. So they will be able to actually operate their own finances in much better way, their own consumption in much better way. So definitely it is going to add value, irrespective of whether our losses are low or high. It is going to be beneficial to the DISCOM as well as the consumer. With regard to the recovery of the cost you talked about, if I talk about MGVCL per se, we estimate about 3,000 crores of expense over a period of 8 years, which works out to maybe about 350 crores, 360 crores a year. That cost, net of what the Government of India grant is being provided, will be, we are looking forward to the Regulatory Commission. We filed in the petition also, we are claiming that as a part of the tariff, and once that gets approved, we will be able to recover that cost also. I mean, having said that, I would also like to say that it's not a major cost to the DISCOM, as compared to the total turnover of the DISCOM, as compared to the profitability of our DISCOMs. It is not a major cost, I must tell you. We will be able to definitely meet the cost.
Thank you. Yeah, please.
Actually, when we talk about the revenue generation in basics, we think that we always think that how the cost will be recovered directly, but there is always some indirect methods also. Like in this case, cost of manpower. The manpower which we currently are deploying for the meter readings, it will be reduced. The cost of manpower will be reduced. It will be directly a recovery of the cost of this project. There are billing cycle. Our billing cycle, it is bi-monthly. We can reduce it monthly, and after the introduction of the prepaid mobilization, then we can reduce it in advance also. Then another advantage for the utility is about the improvement of the life cycle of the equipment, because from the smart meters we can get the accurate data on the loading of the equipment, like our transformers, breakers, conductors. What is the load they are bearing? What is the maximum amount of current flowing in the equipments? So we can predict the maintenance required for these equipments. So that way we can extend the life of the equipment. That will also help us in the recovery of the project. So these are the other methods which we can have the advantage of the smart meter, and we have the benefits from the we can recover the cost of the
Thank you, Mr. Rathore, for the intervention. I'll now move to the MSPs. We have Mr. Jeetendra and Ajit here. Beyond the challenges, I wanted to understand what sort of, since you have been part of similar initiatives across different states, what experiences have you basically brought from those states such as Bihar and Assam and Gujarat, and how have you been able to address these issues of consumer acceptance as well as DISCOM level acceptance?
Good morning, everybody. Myself Ajit Singh, and basically I have 3 DISCOMs experience for smart metering implementation. Before joining Gujarat project, basically I worked with Gujarat Smart, Dakshin Gujarat. Before Dakshin Gujarat, I was working with the Dakshin Haryana utility. And the acceptance of the smart metering in Haryana is also same as in Gujarat. Basically, due to lack of consumer awareness about the smart metering, consumers don't want smart meter basically. As I have seen, we have started the project very smoothly, and it was running. We have done workshop for some consumer that awareness. We have used ND, we have used pamphlets, and even DISCOMs also start advertisement of the smart metering in many way, and consumer was understanding. But during as we have started on prepaid metering, and we forget only one thing. Yeah, we have 1 lakh we have not engaged our fleet, especially our billing team, DISCOM billing team. We were not we were difficult to understand smart metering. To the basically consumers, that how they are charging on smart meter bill per day, per unit bill. Actually, consumers think as if I say or annually bill coming in the 2 months of 6,000, it means that I am paying 200 rupees per day. But when we have started the prepaid metering in Gujarat, we have charged the back bill basically, like the areas of the consumer. Second thing, the consumption we have already done for the same period, like if his reading was taken on the last 45 days before or last 30 days before, so we have charged the debt bill also. That time basically consumers, if I am paying 200 rupees per day, so that time we have charged the 220 rupees or 225. That time consumer make the calculation, oh my god, my bill is village. But if he came to our office, means DISCOM's office, even DISCOM officer was not aware of that things. They were not able to understand, and that's why the basically for prepaid metering, consumer not accepted these things. Same thing was happened in Haryana, but Haryana basically they have started with the postpaid billing, and we have gave them the 5% as per their HGRC, that they gave the 5% discount of prepaid. So that time few consumers, not basically, if I told that time I have completed 9 lakh smart metering in Haryana, but only 3,000 something consumer was on the prepaid meter only. So that was the biggest challenge to accept the smart metering in, among the consumers. If we basically jointly, and not only the basically this project is for MISP as well as the DISCOM persons. So if jointly we encourage the consumer for smart metering, definitely we will win. And currently we are going to basically installing roundabout in Gujarat more than 10,000 meter per day. Especially in UGVCL we are doing the 5,000 to 6,000 meter per day. In DGVCL we have reached the 3,000 meter per day, and MGVCL and PGCIL also growing. So for acceptance of smart metering, basically consumer awareness is the key. Till if we are not consumer, we do the consumer awareness. And second thing, the acceptance in the smart metering by the lower staff, means the field staff of our DISCOM staff. So after that we can win the situation. Okay, if we talk about the Bihar, basically everybody is talking about the Bihar successful, but the engagement of the Bihar basically from the MD level, sir, to that JE and even our that foreman or lineman staff, they were basically, they have the daily you can say to install the meter. They basically that lineman went to the consumer house and he asked me, you have to install a smart meter. If any consumer made a resistance in the evening, they cut the supply. After that they will install a smart meter. But in Gujarat, basically everybody say, no, these are working consumers and we can do the same in the Bihar, because Bihar have the lot of agency losses. but we don't have. Also, as the sir made the questions regarding the how we can recover the cost of smart meter. Everybody talking about the efficiency and everything, but nobody is talking basically when you are using the data, then you will save the transformers. When I was in EY and I have done the basically cost efficiency of the your Naroda project. In Naroda, basically you have 25,000 smart meter. That was a pilot project, and I have done basically your transformer basically burning rate before the installing smart meter was the 1.8%, and after installing the smart meter, basically the transformer burning rate was reached the 0.6%. So the 0.06%. So you have the save the cost of the transformers, as sir told that you can save the cost of due to the prevent maintenance. So you can easily basically recover the cost of your. And also, if I say in DGVCL, I visit every division and subdivision level, and I have seen basically your agency losses. In some palace, I will not take the name of that subdivision. I have seen the 45% loss in particular subdivision. So after installation of smart meter and prepaid meter, we will be reaching a single agency loss.
In addition to consumer engagement and public awareness activities under the vertical of PR, I would like to add some more. ये बात है मई 2024 की. It is a practical experience I would like to share. स्मार्ट मीटर इंस्टॉलेशन स्टार्ट किए थे हम लोग, एसएटी कराना था और 25,000 मीटर्स हम लोगों को अकोटा और अलकोपरी सब डिवीजन में लगाने थे. हम लोगों ने वी डन lot of consumer engagement and public awareness by installing canopies, by installing standees, banners, distribution of the pamphlet, pre-meter installation. डिस्कॉम ने भी बहुत सपोर्ट किया, एमडी साहब ने बहुत सपोर्ट किया. इवन हम लोगों का जो डिस्कॉम का भी जो वॉल है एचओ कॉलोनी का, वो पूरा पेंटेड है स्मार्ट मीटर से फॉर द कंज्यूमर एंगेजमेंट पब्लिक अवेयरनेस. ग्लिच जो रहा, गैप जो रहा कंज्यूमर्स में और हम में, वो ये रहा कि कंज्यूमर्स अपने लीडर्स के पास, लीडर्स का रोल बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. बेसिकली कंज्यूमर का जो सबसे पहले जो की कॉन्टैक्ट होता है, की पर्सन होता है, इसे वो कॉन्टैक्ट करता है, होता है पार्षद, काउंसलर. देन फिर आपके रूलिंग पार्टी के काउंसलर्स हो गए, एमएलएज हो गए, एमपीज हो गए, मिनिस्टर्स हो गए, आपका असेंडिंग ऑर्डर है पूरा वर्टिकल है. कंज्यूमर एंगेजमेंट हम लोगों ने किया, कंज्यूमर का किया, डायरेक्टली किया, डिस्कॉम के सपोर्ट से किया. लेकिन हम लोग उनके जो लीडर्स थे, उन लीडर्स को अप्रोच नहीं कर पाए. ऑनेस्टली लीडर्स को अप्रोच करने में गैप आ गया. लीडर्स के पास पब्लिक हमसे पहले पहुंच गई. जब हम लोगों ने इंस्टॉलेशन स्टार्ट किया तो पार्षद के पास उन्होंने अप्रोच किया कि क्या है, कौन सा स्मार्ट मीटर है, ये कौन इंटेलिस्मार्ट है, ये कहाँ से आ गए, क्या मोदी जी ने क्या इसको डिस्कॉम को बेच तो नहीं दिया है. इस तरह के एक्सक्यूजेस हम लोग, वी वर एट द फील्ड लेवल. सो हम लोगों ने ये रिसीव किए इनपुट्स आए. तो बाद में डिसाइड किया हम लोगों ने कि हमको कंज्यूमर एंगेजमेंट और पब्लिक अवेयरनेस को 3 स्टेप्स में बेसिकली इसको और इम्प्रूव करना है, एनहांस करना है. तो हम लोगों ने कंज्यूमर इंडेक्सिंग के टाइम पे कंज्यूमर एंगेजमेंट किया, पब्लिक अवेयरनेस किया, देन प्री मीटर इंस्टॉलेशन किया, ड्यूरिंग मीटर इंस्टॉलेशन किया. अभी एमडी साहब के इंस्ट्रक्शन से कि अभी उसको पोस्ट भी रखेंगे और कुछ टाइम तक रखेंगे. कंज्यूमर जो है बिजली का बिल देता है, कंज्यूमर अगर हमें पैसा दे रहा है तो हमें कुछ भी बोल सकता है. हम उससे पैसा ले रहे हैं, सर्विसेज दे रहे हैं, तो कंज्यूमर का जो सेटिस्फेक्शन इंडेक्स है, दैट नीड्स टू बी, दैट मस्ट बी मेंटेन. वो बेसिकली मेंटेन तभी होगा जब उसकी हमारी बॉन्डिंग बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग होगी. तो बॉन्डिंग स्ट्रॉन्ग करने के लिए जो कंज्यूमर एंगेजमेंट पब्लिक अवेयरनेस का जो पीआर का जो पब्लिक रिलेशन का जो लेयर था वो एक ही था. इसको हम लोगों ने अभी इम्प्रूव किया, इसको 4 लेयर तक हम लोग लेके गए बेसिकली. तो अभी इम्प्रूवमेंट आया है, एनहांसमेंट आया है, कंज्यूमर जुड़ना शुरू किया है. लेकिन बिहार, आसाम, यूपी, उससे हम गुजरात को कंपेयर करेंगे तो नहीं कर सकते. गुजरात की हवा में बिजनेस है, यहाँ हर आदमी के माइंड में बिजनेस ओरिएंटेशन है, वो अपने 1 रुपये का हिसाब रखना जानता है. अगर आपने उसके बिजली के बिल में 1 रुपया भी डाल दिया ज़्यादा तो वो आपसे लड़ने आ जाएगा. ये स्ट्रेटेजी हम लोगों के माइंड में क्लियर हो गई है और क्लियर कर लेना चाहिए हम सभी को. एज ए MISP, एज ए PIA, एज ए सर्किल ऑफिसर्स, एज ए डिवीजन ऑफिसर्स, सब डिवीजन ऑफिसर्स और सेक्शन ऑफिसर्स, आवर JE एंड डिप्टी इंजीनियर्स. तो कंज्यूमर को हम लोग बेवकूफ़ नहीं बना सकते. अगर हमने कोशिश की उसको बेवकूफ़ बनाने की तो 1 महीने के बाद नहीं, वो 2 महीने के बाद, 4 महीने के बाद हमारे ऊपर आके खड़ा होना ही है. तो कम्युनिकेशन शुड बी वेरी क्रिस्टल क्लियर टू द कंज्यूमर. This is my input. This is practical input we received from the public agitation and massive protest during the May 2024.
Thank you, Mr. Ajit and Jeetendra, for this intervention. Finally, on the data analytics part, I just wanted to have a brief input from Mr. Rathore and then from the MSPs. What sort of use cases do you perceive on the data part, and what kind of benefits that the analytics can bring for the DISCOMs?
The data the smart meter generates, we can classify it into two parts. One is the real-time consumption data of the consumer. One is the data which usually get alert, it's the tempering data. So the real-time consumption data, smart meter is generates it and maybe handed over to utility for further analysis. The most useful case for this is load prediction. We can use this for predicting the load for the next month or next year based on the cases. Then, based on this data generation, we can use it for the, as I said earlier, we can use it for the use of renewable energy, where we want to use our renewable energy more, where we want to use it less. Then we can use it for the introduction of TOD tariff also, whether it is useful for us or not, whether which segment of the day we should have the higher tariff, where we should be the subsidy. It can be used decided by this step data generated by the smart meters. Then the tempering data, it is useful for the utility for arresting the theft and utilizing its vigilance team more effectively. Because now at present we are having only preventive vigilance for the complaint basis vigilance. Someone complained that theft is occurring, then only our vigilance team go there. But the tempering data which the smart meter generates, whenever it gets any alert like page open alert or the meter box open alert, then our vigilance team can go directly at the consumer premise. So with the less number of vigilance manpower, we can use effectively our consumer. These are the some use cases which we can utilize with this.
Actually, Rathore sir already covered up all the data analysis, so I don't think we need to add any more things in this analytic. But still, basically, we have lot of data from meter, and especially basically that alerts for the theft alerts, and even we are getting the daily data of every 30 minutes, and from our transformer we are getting the data for 15 minutes. So we can basically use that data for forecasting our DSM, forecasting our load and that equipment's loading. So it will helpful to us.
If we have Mr. Shwetabh online, I request him if he has any final remarks to make on scaling smart metering in Gujarat. He's already left. So with this we come to the end of the session. There are a few points which I want to highlight which to summarize the discussion. The need for consumer acceptance is critical, for which a proper 3-stage engagement plan which the MSPs have implemented in Gujarat. Then DISCOM acceptance across the DISCOM hierarchy is again very important, where the utility of smart meters is clearly highlighted. Then there are then we also discussed about the additional revenue sources as well as cost savings, including on the preventive maintenance and basically not having a separate meter readers involved for the meter reading. Then finally, we also basically talked briefly about the data analytics part, on how it can basically the tempering data can be utilized to take up certain preventive vigilance as well. So with this we come to the end of the session, and thank you all the panelists for sharing their knowledge on this. Thank you again.
Any questions from the audience?
question. I can just say, sure.
I am Nimish Vora, I am from PwC. Two questions here. In the earlier survey, you mentioned the dissatisfaction on the transition to smart meter. AC, Haryana and MP customers were more dissatisfied. They had some challenges. So, want to understand what in your survey came out, why were they not so happy when the transition happened. So that's point number one. And other thing is, in one of the survey point you mentioned that prepaid meter consumer found improvement in quality of supply by transitioning to smart meter. So how exactly this technical improvement in quality supply actually came in play, or it was just a perception?
I think one of the major reasons for the dissatisfaction observed was especially with smart metering, you have the disconnection that is automated, right? So the moment you basically do not pay the bills and all, the consumer can be directly remotely disconnected, which basically somehow may add some sort of a dissatisfaction, because in the earlier regime there was this possibility of the building of the areas and the consumers can basically continue to receive the supply. Additionally, I think besides this, there was certain concerns, especially for the prepaid consumers, on the reconnection part, that once you basically, your recharge is over, in some instances, even after doing the recharge, the reconnection was not immediate. So that basically again impacted some sort of a satisfaction level of the consumers. So I think these two, and especially since the technology was new and there were some sort of skepticism with the technology, that further added to reported dissatisfaction. On the supply side, I think that was more like a perception. It's not something which we have basically done some sort of an assessment on it. It's a perception that the consumer might have observed after the installation, but it was difficult for us to verify whether that was true or not.
I have a question to
adding to your questions, and very valid questions on the perception on the why dissatisfaction. Apart from what Bharat mentioned, which is specific to those who had prepaid smart meters, even those who didn't have smart meters, one of the main, there were different reasons, but they were all pointing to the point that there was a perception of meter running faster. That smart meters run faster than normal meters, and there are two reasons for that. One, in many of these cases, the consumer meters themselves were not most accurate. There were issues in the existing meters themselves, or consumers often get bills which are not most accurate, as in the meter reader is not delivering the accurate bill. Right? I mean, there's a term called table billing also, which is also prevalent in some of the pockets. So the bills that consumer has been receiving is lower than his actual consumption, and now with the smart meter you will get accurate bill which will look higher than the previous bill. So there's and then the third part, if you what also happened, many DISCOMs stopped giving paper bills, and they completely shifted to digital bills with the smart meters, assuming that everyone will get the bill. But there is the contact database, the contact details, the phone numbers of the consumers are not always updated in DISCOM database, and many of these cases were high loss meters where consumers were also from a low socioeconomic background. They always were not able to access the bills. So a combination of not getting the bills, not understanding the bills, not getting right bills earlier led to this and then of course anecdotal stories that go around on social media. It led to this general perception amongst this this segment which was dissatisfied that smart meters run fast and the bills that we get are incorrect. And the only way to counter this is that we should not just make snap decisions. Do not withdraw paper bills, just like that. Have a phase down strategy and give an opt-out or opt-in option to the consumers. If some consumers see the benefit of having paper bills, let them have it. Because it's a transition, right? Then similarly, a lot of countering the rumors and a lot of test meters, at least in the initial phases. That will help get the perception right. Even if, what does it mean to remove the the existing meter right away? Let it be there. Let them compare the readings for some time, and then you can take them off. Anyways, you're throwing them away, and the storage is also a problem. So I think more creative strategies are needed to ensure that consumers know and believe that the meter is running right. This is the primary reason, to be honest, that they think the technology is not. And the second part on quality of supply, that was because in many of these areas where we did the survey, a lot of AV cabling projects also happened in parallel. So when the DISCOMs were putting smart meters, they also replaced old cables with AV cables. In many areas had like bare cables. Because of, and then loose connections and all of these contribute to these more frequent faults. So it was like this additional investment that's happening that led to better quality supply, and therefore the perception that smart meters lead to better quality supply. So I think this is that linkage.
Just want to add one point here on the inflated bills, so especially for the prepaid consumers, arrears also get adjusted. He was also mentioning that is not properly communicated to the consumers. So what they basically say is that they are getting.
My question to Mr. Jeetendra Sharma. In MGVCL, you have installed about 1.5 lakh meter. I would like to know how many consumers are getting the bill. And the secondly, if you have any statistics that by the time the meter installed to the consumer billed, what is the time period?
Very good question, sir. Approximately 1,21,000 smart meter we have installed till yesterday, as a latest data. Approximately 1,05,000 consumers has considered in the G41 billing for the month of the December 2024, and respectively the data may increase in the billing of pushing of the G41 billing in the month of January 2025 and 25 February respectively. And what was the second question, sir? Please,
the second question was what is the time of consumer?
Right now, as instructed by the DISCOM, we are in the Y13 billing, and the same mode is going on to maintain the level of satisfaction of consumers.
And the second prepaid mode is on operation today. As the
right now, sir, we are not in the prepaid mode operation.
Yeah, postpaid mode not yet started.
No, it is in the postpaid mode, sir.
It is in the postpaid.
It is in the postpaid mode right now.
Right now, postpaid mode.
There is no prepaid engine right now.
I see.
After the public agitation and massive protests planned by the public in the May 2024, the Honorable MD Sahab has instructed we will move to ahead in the postpaid billing. Same billing, same mode.
Yes. But the point is that number of consumers are not getting bill after meter.
The bills are generating, sir. Bills are generating. This is a confirmed data. And distribution of bill is headed by the corporate office. So they are ensuring the distribution of the bill to all the consumers as they are transmitted or they are migrated from postpaid billing to the smart meter billing.
So let us see.
One question, we are from Indus Towers, Ahmedabad. We have about 3,500 customers, let us say, in PGCIL. So, can we access the data of all the customers through one portal?
Sir, Indus Tower is below that you are. Hello. Sir, thank you, sir, for coming here. We know that for the last 6 months you are the few customers who can forward by your own to accept the smart meters. And it's a very good initiative from you. And yes, you can access the bills of all the meters from the only one portal login. But just currently we are working on it because you are having more than 3,000 consumers, 3,500 consumers.
Yes.
And existing capability of the solution provider is not expanding to such a high volume of the consumers. They are having up to 500 consumers limitation. They are working on it, and maybe in next month we will be able to provide you the single login for the 500 consumers. But definitely we are working on it, and it will be available for you.
Just one more issue we have. So the bills, smart meters we have installed 2,500 in DGVCL. But the bills are getting delayed by 3 to 4 months. And that is, again, that is resulting in delay of payment. And again, there is at the subdivision, division level, they are disconnecting the supply. That is the issue.
So actually, this issue belongs to more of the UGVCL to us, but as far as I know, there is some issues being from our part also, because our contractors replace the meters, but somehow data of all the meters not reached up to the UGVCL, and then at the time of billing, when they went to collect the readings, they found that it is already replaced with the smart meters, but smart meter reading is not integrated with our system at that time. But later on it is integrated and the reading will be provided to them. But in that way it is get delayed. But I think now it's all sorted out. Almost 80%, 90% of the billing is doing correctly. And rest is also we are working on.
Sir, there may be a chance of gap. I accept it. आपके परमाइसिस पे स्मार्ट मीटर लगा सर. स्मार्ट मीटर लगने के बाद जिस वेंडर ने स्मार्ट मीटर इंस्टॉल किया है, वो वेंडर का एक बैकएंड टीम होता है क्वालिटी कंट्रोल, क्वालिटी चेक के लिए. वो उसका सेम डे हम लोग इंसिस्ट करते हैं कि इसको रियल टाइम में वो क्यूसी चेक करेगा. रियल टाइम में क्यूसी चेक करता है, फिर वो आगे एमआईएसपी को फॉरवर्ड करता है. मेरे ऑफिस में मेरी एक बैकएंड टीम रहती है जो रिएक्ट करती है उस पर. अगर मान लीजिए उसने जो क्यूसी चेक किया है उसमें कोई इशू नहीं है, सारा डेटा ओके है, वेरीफाई हो रहा है, वैलिडेशन हो रहा है डेटा का, तो उसको फॉरवर्ड करेंगे पीआईए को, लाइक आरईसी-बीडीसीएल और पीआईए पावर ग्रिड पीआईए. देन उसके बाद 10% डेटा विल बी वेरीफाइड और वैलिडेटेड बाय द PESL officials. Then it will be forwarded to the DISCOM officials. Respective subdivision और division will verify and validate the data. उसके बाद वो डेटा हम लोगों के डेटाबेस में आता है. कंज्यूमर का 4 लेयर का जो QC अप्रूव होने के बाद उसका MCO पुश होता है, मीटर चेंज ऑर्डर पुश होता है सिस्टम में. उसके बाद MMR का ड्राइव चलाया जाता है. उसके बाद उसका मास्टर डेटा स्ट्रिंग होता है DISCOM के डेटाबेस से, जो उसका ऑलरेडी डेटा है कि बोथ डेटा, फील्ड डेटा एंड DISCOM डेटा बोथ शुड बी करेक्ट, बोथ शुड बी मैच्ड, देयर शुड बी नो गैप इन द बोथ द डेटा. देन उसके बाद फाइनल आउटस्टैंडिंग उसका बिलिंग कैलकुलेशन होता है. फिर उसको कंज्यूमर को एक वेलकम मैसेज जाता है, नाउ यू आर स्विच टू स्मार्ट मीटरिंग बोर्ड. तो ये एक बैकएंड प्रोसेस है सर, डिले हो सकता है. इसके बाद उसका कंज्यूमर का G41 बिल हम लोग पुश करते हैं कि इतने कंज्यूमर्स हमारे इस मंथ में हम लोग पुश करेंगे. न्यू कंज्यूमर जो बैक हैं ऑलरेडी पुश हो चुके हैं, वो हो चुके हैं. ये इन एडिशन इंक्रीमेंटल आपका मंथ बाई मंथ होता रहता है, तो डिले हो सकता है. लेकिन हम लोग अप्रैल 2025 से इसको बिल्कुल स्मूथ कर देंगे. अभी हम लोग ट्रांजिशन फेज में हैं. कुछ डेटा कलेक्शन में, डेटा माइग्रेशन में डेविएशंस आते हैं, गैप्स आते हैं, बैकएंड एक्टिविटी चलती रहती हैं. तो इट विल बी स्मूथ बाय द नेक्स्ट मंथ डेफिनेटली सर.
Thank you. We will not be able to take any more questions now. We have a networking key sessions. We can panelists are available with us. I'm sorry and I'll encourage you to please engage.
करेंगे ना, बात करेंगे, अपन लोग बनवाए हुए करेंगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. हम लोग अवेलेबल हैं. टी ब्रेक पे भी करेंगे बात, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. 2 दिन है आराम से. अच्छा इंटरेक्शन होगा, हम लोग को भी सीखने को मिलेगा कि आप लोगों के मन में क्या क्या बातें हैं. तो जब तक हम लोग कोलैबोरेटिव अप्रोच से आगे नहीं बढ़ेंगे तब तक सक्सेसफुल नहीं हो पाए. तो हम लोगों को ज्वाइन होना ही पड़ेगा टुगेदर. थैंक यू.